One of the most expensive mistakes I see professionals make when they decide to build an AI product is that they make that decision without ever deciding what type of product first. And that distinction matters more than almost anything else that comes after it. In this video, I am walking you through the 5 types of AI products that exist right now, straight from chapters 2 and 3 of the AI Products and Income Workbook, and then I am giving you a 4-question framework that will show you, based on your actual professional background, which type is yours. This is the best way to find out the AI products that matches your expertise. You can get the workbook for free in the description. The workbook has a full matching exercise built around what I'm about to walk you through. If you have not grabbed it yet, link is in the description. Chapter 3 in particular is what you will want open alongside this video. Type 1, the generator. The generator is the most common AI product, the most accessible to build. And when it is built with genuine domain expertise behind it, one of the most valuable things a professional can create. A generator takes an input and produces a written or structured output. Sales copy, legal briefs, investor proposals, intake summaries, strategy reports, financial analyses. The model handles the production. Your expertise goes entirely into the system, prompt, the instructions, the criteria, the standards, the voice. What the buyer is paying for is not the technology. They are paying for the professional judgment you encoded into it before they ever touched it. Revenue range tends to sit between $27 and $297, either as a one-time purchase or a light subscription. This is the natural home for copywriters, lawyers, consultants, marketers, and finance professionals, anyone whose work regularly produces a written deliverable of a predictable shape. A concrete example worth holding: a CFO with 15 years of experience builds an AI investor update generator for early-stage startup founders. She encodes into the system prompt exactly what investors want to see, the language that builds confidence, the metrics that matter at each stage. The founders who buy it get a document that would have taken them 3 hours and multiple revisions. She sells it once and it delivers her expertise on demand. Type 2, the evaluator. The evaluator takes an idea, a document, or a decision and scores it against a defined set of criteria: business idea validators, pitch graders, risk analyzers, compliance checkers. The technology is similar to a generator. The structure is fundamentally different. Where a generator produces something new, an evaluator assesses something that already exists. The value in an evaluator lives entirely in the criteria, the rubric, the framework, the scoring logic, and those come from nowhere but your domain expertise. You have spent years developing judgment about what good looks like in your field. An evaluator is that judgment made accessible, scalable, and consistent. Revenue range: $47 to $197, one time or per use. Natural fit for consultants, coaches, compliance professionals, and strategic advisors. The buyer is not just getting feedback. They are getting the feedback of someone who has seen hundreds of similar situations and knows exactly what to look for. The AI Productization Lab is my own evaluator product. It scores AI business ideas against the AIM framework, addressability, income potential, manageability, and gives the user a weighted score with specific feedback on each dimension. I built it because I kept evaluating the same kinds of ideas in the same kinds of conversations, and I realized that my evaluation process was itself a product. Type 3, the workflow agent. A workflow agent is a chain of tasks where the output of each step becomes the input of the next. Research feeds strategy, strategy feeds copy, copy feeds distribution. The value lives in the sequence, in the intelligence of how the steps connect, not in any individual step in isolation. This is the product type for professionals who have spent years building repeatable processes, operations professionals, marketing leads, project managers, client delivery teams. If you have ever built a standard operating procedure, a client onboarding flow, or a production pipeline that you run the same way every time, you already have the architecture of a workflow agent. Revenue range, $99 to $499 per month on subscription. A content agency, for instance, could build a workflow agent that takes a single brief and moves it through research, angle development, full draft, and a distribution plan fully automated, entirely consistent, infinitely repeatable. That is not a tool. That is infrastructure their clients would restructure their budgets to keep. Type 4, the voice agent. The voice agent speaks and listens. It handles calls, intake conversations, FAQ responses, qualification flows, appointment reminders, and follow-up sequences autonomously at volume around the clock. This is the type that most visibly replaces a category of human labor, and it carries the highest setup complexity of the 5. You will need a voice platform layered on top of the AI model, and the configuration requires real attention to conversation design. But the revenue ceiling reflects that complexity. Voice agents sell for $300 to $1,500 per month, depending on call volume and industry. And they serve industries where communication at scale is both critical and chronically under-resourced. Healthcare scheduling, legal client intake, real estate follow-up, service business appointment management. A dental practice automation agent that handles appointment reminders, rescheduling requests, and basic FAQ without a front desk person picking up the phone is not a niche novelty. It is a recurring revenue product with extremely low churn because the pain of removing it once it is integrated is immediate and obvious. Type 5, the knowledge product. The knowledge product is not software. It is a PDF, a prompt library, a Notion template, a process document, a structured guide. It is built once from your domain expertise and sold repeatedly with zero delivery costs and no ongoing infrastructure to maintain. This type is persistently underestimated, mostly because it does not feel technical enough to take seriously. That is its advantage. A non-technical professional who knows their field deeply can build a knowledge product this week without a developer, without an API key, without a platform subscription, and start generating revenue before the end of the month. Revenue range, $17 to $97 one time. The economics work because the creation cost is time and expertise, not capital. 30 tested AI prompts for HR professionals built in a weekend from years of HR knowledge, sold at $27 each to 500 buyers, is $13,500 in revenue from a product that costs nothing to produce and nothing to deliver. Do not dismiss this type because it does not feel impressive. It is often the fastest, cleanest entry point into the product business. Now, the matching framework, let's answer 4 fundamental questions. The workbook has a full matching exercise built around 4 questions that surface the right type from your actual professional background. I want to walk you through each one here because the question itself is worth sitting with even before you write anything down. Question 1. What recurring deliverable does your work currently produce? If you can name a document, a report, an analysis, a plan that you produce in roughly the same shape for different clients or contexts, you are already working as a generator. You have simply not productized it yet. Question 2. What do clients pay you for? That takes you far less time than they realize. If a client pays you $2,000 for something you complete in 4 hours, the gap between their perception of the effort and the actual effort is where a product lives. That speed is the result of expertise, not luck, and expertise can be encoded. That is a generator or an evaluator. Question 3. What do you know that cannot be searched online? The knowledge that lives in your head, the judgment calls, the pattern recognition, the things you know because you have seen what happens when they go wrong, that is the raw material for an evaluator or a knowledge product. If it cannot be Googled, it has scarcity. Scarcity has value. Question 4. What questions do clients ask you again and again? If you are answering the same 5 questions in every initial consultation, every onboarding call, every discovery session, those questions are a product brief. A voice agent handles them at scale. A generator answers them in document form. A knowledge product compiles the answers once and sells them repeatedly. So if clients pay you primarily for your judgment, your evaluations, your recommendations, your assessments of their situation, you are naturally an evaluator. If they pay you for regular deliverables documents, strategies, analyses that follow a consistent format, you are a generator. If they pay you for the accumulated knowledge that lives in your head after years in a field, start with a knowledge product. Build the technology later. The workbook has a chapter where you write your answers to all 4 questions and land on your product type by name. It takes about 10 minutes. It is the clearest exercise you can do, and it will save you months of building the wrong thing. Link is in the description.